Hi, I'm Nick Moores. I'm the head of marketing at Ren Sterling. I'm here today with Colin Brisco. Colin's an independent financial advisor at Ren Sterling. And today we're going to be talking a bit about how Ren Sterling helps clients with inheritance tax strategies. So Colin, over to you. Do you want to talk a little bit about your client?
Yeah, good afternoon, Nick. Yes, this client of mine, or Ren's now, we've had a long-standing relationship with, looking after his savings and investments for both him and his wife. Also some for his son as well, who now lives in Canada. And one of the annual reviews that we did of recent times also touched on his pension that he has. Now he doesn't really draw from, well, he doesn't draw his pension at all. He's of state pension age. In actual fact, he's 75 now. But he has significant assets over and above his pension, commercial properties, savings, investments, stocks and shares, all of that sort of thing, and of course his state pension. And so one of the things that we suggested, or I suggested, that we now needed to consider, because he hadn't had it reviewed for many years because we weren't looking after that side of it for him. And he agreed that he felt that it was now time to maybe just have a little bit of a review on his pension that he'd overlooked for a few years.
Okay, so you conducted the review then, and when you conducted that review, what were you trying to achieve for the client?
Well, one of the things that the client was always talking about was the fact that he didn't really need his pension. It's a nice position to be in, of course, but because he's got other income, the need to draw his pension was never on his radar. So that's probably why he had never reviewed it as intensely as he does with his other investments, like his savings, etc. So what his ultimate goal was to make sure it passed through his estate to benefit his son. In the event of his death, because he freely admitted his wife would still continue to have the income from the commercial properties and the savings investments. So that was his overriding wish. But we also sort of needed to consider his attitude towards risk and whether it fit with his current thinking, if you like. So yeah.
Okay. And so did the client have a good understanding of IHT, or was this something that you were able to give him?
Yeah, well, he was aware of it, but he not really the specifics. I mean, upwards of 1.5 million, as I said, his estate was. What he did include was his pension in that figure, which he didn't need to, of course, because he wasn't drawing it, whether it was drawn or not. Any residual funds left at the point of death would pass through his estate without IHT anyway. So on the size of fund that he had, 300,000 upwards, he assumed that he would have to pay tax on that, which he didn't, and that's obviously a net saving of 120 grand on that just alone. So he was quite pleased with that fact. But then when we were able to realign it and put his expression of wish form in place, which was to make sure that his pension went directly to his son, that was another win for him as well.
Okay, fantastic. So I think what we've got there, Colin, is an example of a financial advisor being able to educate a client, enable their wishes to be carried out, and then ultimately to give them some positive news about reduced liability as well. So thanks a lot for joining us today.
Okay, thank you, Nick.